please, Judy.
Barry Bailey. John Dooley.
Here.
Deborah Potter.
Here.
Kevin Whipple.
Here.
Bill Ernst.
Here. Did everybody get a chance to read, or the agenda, is approved, anything need to be added or taken away or changed? If not, I'll accept the motion to accept.
Make a motion.
Second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Okay. Did everyone get a chance to read the minutes? Any additions or corrections? If not, I'll accept the motion to accept the minutes as presented by Ms. Judy.
I'll make a motion to accept
Second.
the minutes.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Okay. John, would you read the financial report, please?
A financial report for the Greensburg Municipal Airport. We have the three separate accounts. In the airport improvement account, the current balance, $337,827.24. In the aviation rotary fuel account, $68,298.52. Airport operations account, $403,110.39. And the total of all three accounts combined right now, $809,236.15.
Okay. Andrew, you're representing Paul. Would you want to bring us up to date on the construction, and then after that, what else is going on? You guys get both the old and the new at the same time.
Okay. There's just a couple of action items on our side of things there. The first one is a motion to submit the normal partial pay request, pay app number 12 for your existing grant AIP 16. You've got that in front of you, Bill, there. There's two copies. You can grab one and give me the other one after. It's in the amount of $6,022.50. It's for 3 BFS invoices.
I'll move we pay.
I'll second.
All those in favor of motion number 1, paying?
Aye.
Moved. Next motion number 2.
Okay, thank you. Yep, that's a motion to approve the joint use and maintenance agreement between the NDOT and Greensburg BOAC. It was Paul's recommendation that you agree to sign this, but make that subject to legal review, and Mr. Tribbett has a copy of that. That's this stapled document here that outlines an agreement for a construction access driveway permit extended by NDOT. It was extended to 12/31/22. NDOT's also willing to allow the BOAC to leave the HMA drive in place post-construction as a maintenance access drive. NDOT has requested it have a gate that is locked to the public. And this involves also an obstruction light that we put on the signal that is near that road. So NDOT will install it. The agreement is that the airport maintain it for a period of 2 years or until the runway's open. Is that all familiar to you?
Yeah,
Okay.
I've got a copy of Paul. Give it to you.
Okay. So that requires a motion for us.
Make a motion that we approve the joint use and maintenance agreement pending legal review.
I second that.
All those in favor say aye.
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 Okay.
Okay, just project updates here. The runway 119 grade and drain. Change order 2 was approved last meeting. It's been signed by all the parties and submitted to the FAA for concurrence. The clock has started again as of April 1st on the project. They have 72 days to complete the project. The HIS has moved equipment back on site, but fortunately to date conditions won't allow them to get started quite yet, so they had a meeting March 31st, and it was determined that the site will be assessed twice a week. And then once they're able to proceed, they are going to be restoring the adjoining Narwhal field tile as their first activity. The riprap and field tile restoration were not completed last fall, so we believe these items contributed to a flow velocity that resulted in some erosion on the site there. And so that's the update on that project. Your runway 119 paving and lighting, you currently have an application in for a supplemental award that was announced last fall in the amount of $3,085,853. The paving and lighting project is actually a little more than that, so we've applied for normal AIP for the balance of that. We anticipate that that grant potentially will arrive this summer, although the FAA has an excellent track record of issuing grants in September. So it could be as late as September. Dave O'Mara is willing to accept a partial notice to proceed and hold the balance for fiscal year 22. So we've got things we kind of have the dominoes stacked up on that next phase of the project. As far as your bill infrastructure, if you've heard of this new funding that's out for airports, this is on top of normal AIP, on top of discretionary, on top of supplemental. This is actually the bipartisan infrastructure law that President Biden signed into law here not too long ago. There's chunks of money out there for various items. Your airport is eligible to receive approximately $159,000 each for the next 5 years. And also there is some additional funding, $5 billion for airport terminals, that is a competitive process that you can submit for application on, which we have done. The likelihood for us receiving any type of funding this year is highly unlikely. There are other projects that you'll be competing with throughout the nation that are a little bit larger airports that already have their projects designed and so forth for terminals and towers. And so we put in an application for a new terminal facility, but likely that will not happen. But there will be future opportunities. There is $5 billion available for airport terminals within this bill funding.
Okay.
And that's all I had.
Well, while you're there, Dennis, he mentioned the Norwalk property. That will be the first thing that they work on when the ground's suitable. And you want to explain to them, if you can, or what we'll be doing to it?
Well, as Paul described to me, last year the existing field tile was affected. It was crushed, it wasn't completed, so it started to back up, and that caused the water to flow overland. And since there wasn't some riprap in place, that further eroded some of the edges of the work there. So what's going to happen is that they will restore that tile, and they're going to protect it with like a concrete basin and some grates, and also put in the correct riprap so that if there is any overland flow, it won't erode.
And they're gonna use a scraper to bring dirt back up to fill the trench?
Yeah, whatever method is necessary to restore that, that's going to be the first thing that they address.
Will there be a dry dam there, or, you sped the water up. You used to go through bags, now you got a big hole, it just shoots. There's a 5-foot gully back there, and it's gonna keep happening. It took all the riprap out.
Yeah, I appreciate that. Unfortunately, I'm not an engineer. I'm not a PE. I'm the grant administrator.
Does the engineers need to look at this again?
Yeah, they will. Yeah, they have been looking at it. We have multiple people that are looking at that. Absolutely.
I'd like to be called when they put this tile in,
Okay.
because in one of the low areas, there's a 5-inch. They sheared it off, they've run their big trucks over. It's high here, it's blowing out up here, and it's got a big gully where it's trying to come out up here, and there's some coming out down there.
Okay.
And
I will pass along those concerns, and I'm sure that the guys will get together with you. You can take a look with them when that time.
I get ready to spray as soon as the ground gets dry, and it's a rut up in that field, 107 feet, and I can't cross it with a tractor and sprayer to burn down. Now, I haven't plowed that field for 20 years, it's been no-till, and it's cut that deep. This wasn't loose dirt. You sped the water up. I think they need to go back and look at the design, because it's gonna blow that riprap or whatever you put in there out again.
What's the best way to get a hold of you?
Area code 812-614-0449.
Okay.
I have soil and water, and somebody from the state gonna come and look at it for me too, because I've been no-tilling for years, and I showed them the pictures of all these ruts. But, we're getting ready to plant.
Is that your cell number, sir?
Yes, it is the only number I got.
I'll have somebody call you.
Okay.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Next thing on the agenda is John Clare. He's not here. He will be the new inspector from Butler, Fairman, Siphon on the project. I just wanted, then the next is Mr. Tribbett.
He's still. Thank you. Good to see everybody. The only thing I have to report on tonight is with regard to the eminent domain action involving the Goddard Family LLC. Phil Goddard and I have been in communication for, well, I don't know, going back about a month and a half ago. And we've arrived at what I think is a fair agreement. And it involves the payment to the Goddard Family LLC of a total of $704,875. Of course, you already paid into the clerk, and the Goddard Family LLC has received $667,875. So that would leave a balance of $37,000. I've presented you with an agreement that has already been signed by Phil Goddard on behalf of Goddard Family LLC, and I am recommending that this board approve that agreement tonight. And of course, if you do, I'll get Bill to sign it, and we'll then move forward with the title insurance commitment, which is a FAA requirement.
Make a motion, we approve the agreement.
I second it.
Any further discussion on it? If not, do a roll call on this one, Judy.
Deb Potter,
Yes.
John Dooley,
Yes.
Bill Ernst,
Yes.
Kevin Whipple.
Yes.
Okay, that's all I have. Thank you.
Jerry Scheidler.
Well, I don't have a whole lot, anything new. It's pretty much business as usual. We do have hangars all full and 5 people on the list, although 2 of the people that got their name on the list, their airplanes wouldn't fit in a standard hangar. So until we have, the old runway gets closed and we have some space available, I think either one of these guys would be willing to build their own hangar if they could lease the ground to do it on or something. So as time moves on, we need to start thinking about if you're wanting the airport to own all the hangars, or if you might want to lease ground to potential.
Is it the same fellows that we've been talking about this before?
One of them is.
Behind the, okay.
Mhm.
Some time ago.
So, and there's actually somebody else even come along and said he'd be willing to build a 10 or 12 row of T hangars to rent out on his own, have his own business, so to speak. I don't know how that would necessarily operate, but it could probably be done, I don't know, but that's out there too. So,
One truck.
yes. So, but anyhow, that's about all I got for now. So.
All right, thank you, Jerry. Next is the approval of bills. Everybody had a chance to look at what was sent out to you? John didn't find a discrepancy on it.
If you note there, if you look here through January, February, March, there's nothing listed for it on payroll I know he's been paid, but none of the airport managers' earnings are not listed, nor are the administrative personnel listed. They have listed what the INPRS, which is that small fee for their retirement on the personnel, but they haven't. But Bill called him, and you found out something on that. You'll notice again, nothing listed since the last of the year, last of December 2021.
It's something that has to be corrected with the program that usually pays out of. I don't know if it's the wrong coding or what, but that will be corrected, and it will all show up on next month's billing. Any other questions? If not, I'd accept the motion to pay the bills.
I'll move that we pay the bills as listed.
I'll second it.
Any further discussion? If not, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Approved. Okay, any comments from the board or the audience? Anybody want to say anything? Okay, if not, I accept a motion to adjourn.
Make a motion to adjourn.
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Meeting adjourned.